Okay. I'll call my mum wants to ring now. Okay, I'm going to check the pages, check on your page, make sure you're there. Make sure we're there. Hey guys, if you're jumping on, please say hi. Okay, we're there.
Yay, I'm live.
Okay, hang on.
Live. Yay, I'm live. Okay, if you're coming in, say hi. I can't see any comments on here, but I am going to pop.
Look on my phone. We'll get the hang of this one day soon, Caralisa.
Yeah, I want to look.
We'll
Keep
get
my phone here.
Also, if you're coming on, please click the StreamYard link so that we can see who it is that's saying hi. Okay? That will be amazing. Otherwise, it just comes up as Facebook user. And we don't know who that is. How are we all this evening? On this wonderful Friday evening, coming on to join Caralisa and I for a beautiful chat. We don't have a topic. We are just guided and led, as it were. Oh, I think we've got Danielle on. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Danielle. Hi, Sarah.
And yeah, we're just led. So if you have any questions, thank you, darling. I feel fab today. I'm feeling real high energy today. How have you been feeling, Caralisa?
Really, really high energy too. And as you said that, my hands just started to tingle. And I've looked over here and I'm like, Spirit, what card deck do you, why am I pulled to a card deck? Because that's not really something I do. So I'm just like, what card deck am I going to touch? Maybe there's somebody that's come on live that's just activated those energies.
Oh, well, there you go.
But really, really good. Really good space. Really good space, considering.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I'm feeling great. And
hi, Jennifer. Thank you for joining. I've just seen your comment.
In fact, the whole week I've been feeling great, to be honest. It's just been a real high vibe week. I feel there's been a lot happening in my world. Fantastic stuff. Oh, my mum's on. Hey, mum. I did call you to let you know that you found us anyway.
I know.
There's a couple of people. I can't see who it is because it says Facebook user. So I don't know if you can see at your end.
No.
And yeah, like I'm just really basking in this energy.
How has like February been for you guys? If you're watching, just comment like, how has it been? This has been like, I know we talk about numerology and, you know, we're not waiting for like 22, 22, 22 or, you know, we're not waiting for those, but there is a reason why we bask in those energies. There is a reason why those are high portal days. Like, and this month, the energy has just been, it's just been a high energy. Like, I don't know, how's everyone else feeling about that? Like, what's your experience? I've had so much go on this month. Good, bad, ugly. But even the ugly doesn't seem ugly anymore.
Yeah.
You know, even the ugly is like, yeah, that's not that ugly. Like, no.
I get it.
Yeah, like I'm just like just flowing with it.
Yeah, letting it flow.
Yeah, lots of creativity as well. Lots of things been birthing and just not really understanding why. And for those of you that don't know, like Adele's got a beautiful temple, and on the 1st of March, a lot of things are going to be changing in there. But one of the teachings that Adele did last year was about basking in that energy, like fully immersing yourself in that energy, because like sometimes we put our little foot in, don't we? And then we take it out and we do the okie dokie and we, you know, we do the whole dance move and the right hand in and all that kind of stuff. And like this year, I feel like I've just pushed myself, like thrown in. It's thrown a lot of inner ugly work my way, lots of shifts. Yeah, Jennifer. So yeah, I'm going to be going live separate to this in a few weeks' time to talk about something that's gone on in this week for me. I'm just not ready to really dive into it like that. But even the ugly isn't ugly anymore because I'm just like, okay, so that didn't work out. So what does that mean? Okay. And then the blessings or the lessons have dropped in real quick, right? Like I'm not waiting a long time to understand certain things like I was before. So I don't know if that's like been like a collective energy
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of, if you're in the UK and this side of the hemisphere, we're going into those springy months. So like we're kind of coming out of our hermits, but during that process, things are being thrown up, like which can either take you back to winter and just go and hibernate, or let me explore it a bit more. Let me see what this means. Right? Has that
Definitely.
been the same for you?
It has pretty much. And I think, people, obviously doing the work that I do, people expect me to have it all together all the time. And I emphasize this. I'm really transparent in saying that I don't have it together all the time. I'm human, just like you. But what I do have is the knowledge. So I'm able to go through what I need to go through and come out of the other end having, gained so much from it. Even when it's raining, even when it's pouring, even when everything is falling down around me, I can pick myself up pretty quickly. Yes, I cry and I scream and I break down and I do all of those very human things. But at the same time, I don't linger in it. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like a saying that I like to say is that, yes, I may be going through hell, but I'm not about to stay there. I'm going through it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not stay in it. Okay. And I think that's really important. And it's not easy for some people because I know, um, just from my experience of working with different people, is that some people find it hard, even knowing all of this stuff. They still
Mm-hmm.
find it hard to come out of that whole, you know, that sadness, that low state, because it feels good for them in a funny sort of way. They feel comfortable there. You
Mm-hmm.
know? But yeah, so I think to answer your question, Caralisa, yes, I totally understand, and it's been exactly the same for me. But I've gotten through it, and
Yeah.
I'm finding that a lot of people like us have been going through it. We've been getting ill. We've been feeling quite low on days. We've been feeling quite drained. And this is just all part of this journey. This is what happens. And so I don't want you to think for 1 second that because we're spiritual and we've got certain answers that we have it
Mm-hmm.
together every single day, because
Mm-hmm.
we certainly don't. And
Mm.
and I just feel like I need to open up that conversation so that you ladies watching can sort of say, yeah, that's me. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not a big
And I
deal.
think it's so relatable because, we've grown up. Like, I can only speak about this country and Jamaica. So if you're from another part of the world and this doesn't resonate, then I'm sorry. But for me, we've grown up in this very hierarchy. And I guess in certain families, you have this hierarchy, and people look and think, okay, well, she goes live, so she must have it all together, or she's got this, so she must have it all together. And we put people in positions sometimes more than they put themselves. Because when I look from soul to soul, I see us all as, oh, that's a lovely soul over there. She's nice and bright. I never look and think, yeah, someone's got it all together. She's got all her ducks. Like, oh, like her life must just be amazing. As much as I know that life's amazing for certain people, I just don't give them that hierarchy. I give them the respect. Like, I so want to learn what she knows. And I want to be in that emotional place where she is, where she can let go of certain things, or she can, navigate through a lot better. I want to learn her tools. But it's not a case of, right, I've got it all together and I'm going to teach you. Like, it's a collective energy exchange. right? Even when I have my one-to-one clients, people come to me and there's things that flow up for me, and I'm like, wow, like I kind of solved your problem, not solved it, but me and you, we've decoded that, and I've seen that in me. Wow. So it's an energy exchange, right?
Mm-hmm.
The energies are aligned. So yeah, I do get that a lot. I do get where you're coming from about, having it all together and people not realizing that we are human too, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yeah.
really is.
And I know, I don't want to get into all the politics of the world, but I know right now the way the world is, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that's causing people to feel a low vibe and feel that low energy. And what I had someone ask me about it today in my inbox, and I just sort of said, you know what? All we can do is what we can do. Okay,
Mhm.
so we can meditate and we can keep the vibration high on our end. And if enough of us are doing that, you know, we can overcome anything.
Mm.
I want to know that no matter what happens in this world to us, that I can come away off this earth knowing that I lived life fully and happily to the end, not in fear, not in worry, and I live my best life, you know, because we can't change certain things, us one on our own, but as a collective, as a group, the energies are powerful. And if we all stand strong and we all keep our vibrations high, we can change so much, you know, and
Mhm.
leave this earth feeling empowered and wonderful and joy and all of those things, you know, and we can help those that are feeling that low vibration, we can help bring them up too. Okay, so I don't want to get into all the politics, but I did feel the need to have to say that to everyone. Just keep your meditation strong, keep your vibrations high. Everyone that you encounter, meditate with them if you feel drawn to. If there's low vibrational talk about it, because obviously they want to get it off their chest, but also bring them out of it. Bring
Yeah.
that vibration back up again. Okay, and I think that's really important that we do this at this time. We stand tall and
Yeah.
strong,
And
especially.
science teaches you that as well. So most of us have gone to school. I don't remember half of it, but science teaches us about the particles and how to be what a particle of a gas looks like, what a particle of a liquid, and what a particle of a solid looks like. And in order for solids to change state, vibrations have to happen. So when you're melting a piece of ice, it's the energy. That's the vibration. That's the energy. So if you're around a lot of people and they're just focusing on, the news and the things that are going to just not do nothing for them from a spiritual point of view, get yourself in those places. Find your soul tribes. Find those places that you can invest in, that you can be around people that, yeah, we do still speak. Like in the temple, we speak about, oh, okay, this happened today. But then we also speak about, but what did I learn about it by the end of the day? We turn it around. We ask each other the questions. We prod each other, not from a point of triggering deliberately, oh, I'm going to go and ask Adele about that then. But from a point of view, okay, so what did you learn from that? Get into those areas where you can be free.
Yeah,
Because very many of us, I know that ladies have reached out to me. We're aliens. We're like one in the family. You know, we don't talk about Bruno. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, that's what's right. We don't talk about aliens.
No, no,
You
no.
know,
Those with kids will understand what we're talking about right now. Those without kids will be totally baffled.
yeah. But get in those spaces because it's so important. Like it's so important to be around those vibrations. And even if you feel like somebody else is struggling and they're on a spiritual path, and we're all in this spiritual existence, but not everybody is what we call awakened, right? Not everybody wants to fully immerse themselves in their gifts and really speak about it. But you see somebody tailing off, or not seeing, your intuition will say certain things to you, like reach out to them, but don't stay anchored to situations, places, or things that are going to keep you on a lower vibration. Like that's the energy of 2022. It's the energy of changing. We was already in 2020. That was the vision.
Yeah.
We went to 2020 and 1, and now we're in 2020 and 2. So our vision's amplified. So we should be more aware and alert of who we are and what we're reflecting out as well.
Definitely.
Right?
And this is something that I saw in a vision. I saw, well, it was in a meditation. It was kind of given to me that people sort of, not literally, but sort of, in terms of, I guess what I saw was people at the top of cliffs and mountains just free falling and jumping. And this was to show me that there is going to be so many people taking chances this year and jumping and flying, you know, not jumping and everything's going wrong, flying and soaring. But these are people that have been unsure for so long. So I just can't emphasize enough that if there's stuff that's been happening and coming up for you this year that you wouldn't ordinarily go for or want to do or be drawn to, there is absolutely a reason right now why this is happening. And you need to lean into that, even if it feels deadly scary, even if it's unknown. I don't know, I can't figure it out. You're not meant to. You're just meant to do it. Just do the next step and just trust. Okay. And you know, I keep on being shown this. And so for me, it's a very strong thing. And I think just because of how everything is right now, people do. They have to come out of their comfort zone, and they do have to talk their truth and be their truth as well. Embody their truth. You know, it's all great, you know, coming into like the spiritual world and being on your spiritual journey and stuff, but how much are you really embodying it? How much
Yeah.
really, you know, like using the spiritual tools that we have, that you've been learning about through different courses or mentors you might be looking to? How many of you are really embodying that, you know, in your day-to-day life? When you start doing that, that's when you see the magic happen. And that's when you become less fearful of the unknown, you know.
And it's not about the next fixing thing, because I think that we've kind of gone to a state where, and I guess we all go through that evolution where there's a time where people think, right, I need to get that new certificate, or I need to get the next thing, I need to get the next thing, and they're not giving them time, their self time to embody what it is that their chakra actually wants to bring forth. Like, we're not going back to the root. And if you follow me, and if you've ever done any work, I'll talk about the root a lot, because all these mod cons and everything outside of us, just like the noise outside of us, it can sway us, right? And it can do good for us. But there's times that you have to find your inner music. You've got to find your inner flow. And you've got to be able to do that in times like now. Like, if there's no time that you knew how to do this and just get into the core of you, it's now.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get into the core of you, you will take those leaps, because you'll be thinking, hold on a minute, I had this dream, or I had this vision 6 years ago. What have I done with it? 6 years on. Right, I'm going to take the leap. Because you come back to the root. You found your way back, right? Beyonce sings about it. Find your way back. Like, my kids love that song, by the way. Coming back to self.
Yeah.
Not, oh my God, I need to do this next thing. I need to be with that next person. She's going to fix me. He's going to fix me. That, like, that external validation is the old paradigm. The head teacher award and the star of the week award, and that's the old paradigm. The new paradigm is, I am the star of every week. Every week. Every day. Right? Even when I'm just in my pajamas, I'm the star of the day. Right?
Yes.
So when we get to that place where we can just be one, and we can just think, do you know what? I'm going to let it all go. I'm going to get that inner peace, and everything else, all the mind chatter, all the news and the propaganda and everything else that's flying around, like, we can bring it back.
Yeah, definitely. And like, it's very easy, and it's so simple just to live in every moment as opposed to every hour or every day. You know, live in every moment. So the moment you start to feel that lowness, you think, right, let me change this now. Let me put that song on that I like and just dance like no one's watching. Let me put on that movie that lifts me up. Let me go and mess around with the kids. Whatever it is that's going to really bring your vibe up, change it in that moment, you know, and start living moment to moment. And it's hard at first, especially when you're not used to it, and especially when you've got a lot of things on, you know. And I know I've got 5 kids, a grandchild, you know, and other people that need me all the time. So I know all about having things going on. But it's
Yeah.
very important that we stay centered. And the only way we can do that is if we're living in each moment. And you just bring yourself back there. The moment that things start to feel a bit, oh, do you know what? I'm starting to feel stressed. And you know, when this happens a lot, when people get in their minds and before you know it, they've sat there for an hour thinking about things and how to change something or how to maneuver next. And they spent that whole hour thinking. You could have done so many things in that 60 minutes. And you've chose to sit in one place and think about something. And after you've come out of that thought, what are you going to do with it? Are you actually going to proceed and do something in a positive way to change? Or are you going to just continue feeling the crappy feeling that you're feeling? So it's about pulling yourself out quickly and just living in each moment. And the more you do it, the more easier it becomes. And the more you get things done as well. You might have a pile of washing in the dishes or in the basket to be washed, and you're putting it off and putting it off. As soon as you think of it, do it. Get it done. Put it in, take it out. The more you do it, the more you realise, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much done.
And be around people that are accountable.
Yes.
Because if I was to say to Adele, oh my God, Adele, I'm having a really bad day, of course she's compassionate, right? So, like, of course. But she's also going to say, okay, Caralisa, well, you've just moaned for like 20 minutes. Just put a load in, yeah? Just put a load in. Just put one in, okay? You might want to do 3, but just put 1 in today. In the next 2 hours, I'm going to call you back and just see if you put that load in. Be around people that are going to hold you accountable, not people who are going to hold you in anchors. You're not feeling well, boo-boo. Okay, let me put another plaster on. Oh, okay, just lie down. Just let the house fall apart. Yeah, we have times. We have that flow. And we'll talk about that in another conversation about being in our general flow. And there's a time for a flow. But we also have to eat. We also need to go to the toilet. So it don't matter what flow you're in. When that urgency comes from your bladder, you have to get up. If you have capacity to get up, right? If you don't have capacity, then obviously you don't have capacity. But there is nothing when you've got 2 legs that are working and your bladder that's working that you would sit there and just, you know, do it in the chair for no reason and just be like, oh, my life's so bad. Like, it's not that bad. You still get up, right, to do the things that you need to do. So be around the people that will hold you accountable, that will be like, okay, well, yeah. So you've cried about that. 2 days, how much more? Like, do you know what I mean? Because that's the kind of person I'm like, don't anchor me, don't. And don't ask me if I'm okay. And I will tell the ladies, and they know this, because it's like, we're good, but I'm going to tell you that this is going on. So although I am trying to be the best that I can be, I don't want you to keep picking like, oh, you okay? Oh, boo, you want another plaster? Because those things, as much as that's love or what we probably perceive as love, it's actually an anchor. It actually can hold you down.
Yeah, it can and it will hold you down. You know, I think, oh, I don't know if have we lost you, Caralisa? You all right?
I'm here, but the battery saver thing's just gone, and I'm looking around like, where is this battery? Where is it?
Typical. No, it's so true. Don't be anchored into that feeling, because it's so easy to stay there and, you know, get nothing done and change nothing, you know. And you'll start to see, the more that you start being more accountable for yourself and the more you start living in each moment, the people around you will also change as well. You won't get those type of anchoring people around you. You'll get the type of people that are going to hold you accountable, that are going to say, you know what, I'm sorry you're feeling this way today, but why not do this? Why not try that? You know, you'll find that things around you will just generally change anyway, you know. So I think it's so important that we really feel into our energies, because we're on autopilot. right? So most of us will get up in the mornings, brush your teeth, have a shower, have the coffee, get the kids ready, take them to school, walk the dog, come home or go to work. Everything is, you kind of know how your day, if I say to you what you're doing tomorrow, you'll be able to tell me what exactly is going on, you know. And although that's great because you've got a plan or whatever, but after a while it becomes quite Groundhog Day-ish, you know, and then you become quite depressed and fed up, fed up of the same faces, fed up of the same scenarios, fed up with the same things. You can create your reality. Only you, not your children, not your partners, not your parents, not your siblings. Only you can change your reality.
For
If
real.
you're taking the kids to school and you take the same route every day, take a different route. You know, get up that little bit earlier, let the kids run around in the park before you go to school. And I tell you what, just doing those little things, those little minor changes, just
Mm-hmm.
the whole outlook of your day just changes everything that happens for the day. You know, it's so sometimes as well, like for me, I can talk personally for me because I've been through things, and I look back on my life and I think, oh wow, look what's happened here, look what I've done, look what I've created, you know. A few years ago I didn't have a spiritual business. A few years ago so many things were different, and now I've got my spiritual business. Now
Mm-hmm.
I homeschool my children and I have a huge sense of freedom with that, you know. And so I've created the life that I want. You know, years ago, if you used to say to me, what would be your ideal life? It would look something like this. There's still a way to go, but I'm feeling my way there. You know, I can feel it's all coming into place. And so many of us will say, you know what, this is what I want for my life, but let me wait until I've done this and done that, and that's happened, and this,
Yeah.
and then I'll start on that adventure. How many times do we say that? You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn a course to be a midwife, but let me just wait for the kids to be in that year or to finish school or for this to happen or for my partner, blah, blah, whatever. And then I'll start the course. And then before you know it, 2, 3, 5 years have gone. You still haven't done the course. You're still yearning for that to be a midwife. And,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just start today. Just
Yeah.
say, and everything moves and shifts around you to accommodate you. Don't think of the how, the kids, the childcare, the money, the this, the
Yeah.
that. Don't think
I
of
just
that.
want to piggyback on the end of that.
Yeah,
So don't forget your trail of thought. So you talk about like being a midwife, but okay, maybe you're probably thinking, oh well, I haven't got this and I haven't got that. Well, start watching the programs and getting used to the terminologies, right? So you're already one step ahead. So it's the same, like you start surrounding yourself with the people. So you start getting into that flow. So you might not have any midwives in your life, in your circle, but you've listened. Oh, an episiotomy. Oh, you've heard things, even if you haven't had children, right? First trimester. Oh, that's a term that they use. Like, start getting around. That's just what I wanted to say. Like,
yeah,
there's little things you can do that don't cost money as well. That
exactly.
don't. It's just a little change in it.
Yeah,
Like, instead of watching EastEnders for half an hour, watch birthing
exactly.
stories.
Exactly. I can't tell you the last time I watched EastEnders. It's so funny because I've got friends that watch EastEnders and they're like, you know, when blah blah blah, and I'm like, who's that? I don't think I've watched EastEnders for about 10 years. And the funniest thing is, my auntie's in EastEnders. She's in EastEnders. She's one of the main characters, and I didn't even know until a few years ago. I didn't know. My other auntie told me she was in it. It's like, okay. I don't know what her name is in it, so I can't even tell you. But I think she's the one that's married to Patrick. I don't think she's like a popular character on the show. But yeah, she's lovely in real life. Trust me. But no, so don't waste your time on things like
Mm-hmm.
that when you could be, you know, bringing that energy into beautiful things to create the life that you want. And like Carolissa said, start watching those programs and putting yourself out. You could even go onto Facebook and find a midwife community, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And if you went
yeah.
in there and said, you know what, I'm about to train, I'd like to train, you
Mm-hmm.
will get into their community, get into the communities.
Mm-hmm.
If you're wanting to become more spiritual and learn more about spirituality, get into all the communities. Don't just jump into groups for readings. They're lovely, but there's so much more to spirituality.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much. And, you know, so just start getting in there. And if you're not sure where to look, Ask me, ask Caralisa, ask anyone else that you're, any other spiritual groups that you're in. Just get direction. And before you know it, everyone around you has changed. I look on my Facebook feed and it's so different to how my Facebook feed looked 5 years
ago. That's so true. Mm-hmm.
I look at my Facebook feed up against my partner's Facebook feed, it's so different to mine,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, yeah, so it's kind of like
even my TikTok.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on TikTok.
I only see, like, I'm like, what are people doing on TikTok? Like I only see these spiritual people and crystals, and I'm sending Adele, like, look at this, Adele.
Yeah, exactly. TikTok. Oh my gosh, that is a place where you will.
It's funny how your algorithms work though, because it's the same like my YouTube. Every single morning, my YouTube throws me out a different meditation.
Yeah.
Because I do a meditation on there, and they always throw me out like a motivational, like Steve Harvey, them collaborations. So you've got Steve Harvey, he'll say a couple of lines, and you've got Les Brown, and all these people.
Yeah,
like, it's like a collaboration kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Like those are two things that will always come out every morning, but it never used to be that way. It'd be like, oh, what's Cartel doing in Jamaica? Years ago. Oh, let me just follow the latest. Then obviously, I'd have some ED stuff, like my nursing heavily into. Let's have a look at this.
Yeah.
But things have changed. So even your algorithms change, your energy. So I don't have time to be looking at depressing stuff. Right, because it doesn't come up to me. It's very rare that I see something depressing on my news feed.
Yeah,
because it's if anything, it's more of a I can tell it's a new moon because everyone's put something up for the new moon. Do you know what I mean? It's more of that energy that I have right now, but it that would be a little bit frustrating if I was to say that. But it's all positive, all the same. As much as it's the same, and I'd like to see a bit more diverse, but it's still positive. Yeah. So it's just about getting in that alignment for yourself. Because I know that a lot of people are struggling with that, and we're coming into these summer months. And people say about these winter months and summer months, and if you ain't got your mind right, it doesn't matter what month.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what season. Because people who like, oh yeah, I don't like winter, some of them don't like summer.
Yeah.
Summer's the exposure, right? If you didn't know this, summer exposes you. Spring exposes you. Because spring makes you look at, like, you look in everybody's little basket, you say, oh well, what are your flowers? Yeah. It's not that you're comparing, you just see, because people blossom. You look in somebody's garden and say, oh well, they've got tulips and they've got, oh, that's a nice garden.
Yeah.
Because what have they been cultivating over the winter months? What have they been planting? What have they been doing?
They've been doing.
We admire other people's gardens and be like, yeah, like my next door neighbour, they've got some wicked hanging baskets, and I'm like, you need to be coming and helping me over here because it looks so fruitful over there. And the kids just mash it down and dig holes in my garden. But that's what that's a representation of what I've been doing, right, of my life. And it's the same. We come to summer and everyone's like, oh, I don't really like summer. That's like a fruitful time.
Yeah.
That's a time where in this country we have that chill out time. We have our children at home. If we're not home educating, we have a bit more freedom. We have a lot of stuff going on in that time. So what are we going to be doing now? Today's the 25th of February. What are we doing today? What are we planting today? Where are we investing our time? What cycles are we going through? Or what spirals are we going through? Because they're two different things. Yeah. You can be going through a cycle or you can be going through a spiral. So it's like, what are we doing? Who's ready to be walking with the people that you want to walk with? You want to be an actor, like Adele said, you need to go to stage school. You need to go and even just go and peep and see how they do it. Do you know? You have to watch those things and start opening your mouth and doing and mimicking people that have those mannerisms and see. Do you know what I mean? There's things that you have to do to play the part. If you want to be in a spiritual business, if you want to be in a printing business, a hair business, like, if I had a hairdresser and she wasn't watching the latest and looking at the different,
Yeah, the latest.
I'd be like, I don't know if you're a bit rough, rusted.
Exactly.
I want to go and make sure, like, oh, I see your portfolio. Wow, yeah, man.
Yeah,
Even if she hasn't got the clients right now, because we don't always have the clients, but maybe she's just doing it on her kids or a dummy or a
yeah,
dolly, and she's just taking that picture of that and that
yeah,
side shaven, and that's still the creativity. She's still basking in that energy. She's still doing the work,
yeah,
right? Could be a £5 dolly head, but she's still trying to do the stuff and
yeah.
take a picture and undo it and do something else. Because
Uh-huh.
we've all got to start from somewhere.
Hmm.
And we can't be looking at somebody's day 21 and your day one,
Hmm.
because you're in a different cycle.
Exactly. So I guess the question is to you ladies watching, or anyone that watches on a replay, is, are you living your truth? Are you living in your soul's energy, or are you just typically just doing the human day to day, just getting through it? And if you are being human, that's fine, you know but are you enjoying it? Are you happy? Are you fulfilled? Are you feeling like everything is amazing in your world? you know and if you do feel a sense of loss or something's missing, you need to go deeper. You need to
Mhm.
search your soul, and you need to bring up what it is to the surface and start working in that area, whatever it is. Even if it seems a bit crazy and far-fetched for you, there's a reason why you have to navigate through whatever it is you need to get to that way. Because sometimes I'm faced with things, I'm like, but why do I have to do all that just to do
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
You know what, I'll do it because I'm being told to do it, by my spirit guides and my ancestors and all of that. I don't question them, I just trust. But at first I was a bit like, no, but I can just do it like this. Very
yeah, 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 yeah.
like, I can just do it like this. Okay, you go and do it like that and see how where that gets you. And it's like you're chasing your tail. Okay, I'll listen now. It's like mom knows best, that type of thing. So you need to start
Totally.
searching and start living in your truth, and ask yourself, how fulfilled are you? How truly fulfilled are you? And it doesn't matter how old you are, because I speak to elderly people and they're like, oh, I've had my life, I'm just happy, blah blah, but if I could live my life again, I would have done this, or would have done. Well, just do it now.
Yeah,
I'm not dead
yeah,
yet. You can still
yeah,
do it now. So it doesn't matter, as long as you've got, like the mobility to be able to do these things and all of that. Go for it. Just go for it. And I guess that was the message today, wasn't it, Carolissa?
yeah. I think that is, and I know that um, the next powerful portal we do, I don't know if it's the next one, but the next series, um, we're gonna like we've spoke about having a few people on, um, and there's people that had reached out to me about the retreat, so I just wanted just to talk about that real quick. So, being a mum myself, I know the struggles of finding childcare. Like, kid you not, we could sit here for 10 hours and I could tell you story after story when it comes to childcare. And some of it's been my fault, some of it's been other people's blocks, but neither here nor there. I've always made it through, because when it's something that I've wanted to do, I've made it happen. Whether that's working, going on holiday, like doing these kind of things, like going for retreats or meeting up or having spiritual lunches and stuff. So the message I'm saying to you guys is it's the 25th of February. We've got another, I think it's 6 weeks, 5 weeks till the retreat. Is that something that's going to be your first step for change? Because you could take it, like have a day pass if you didn't want to do the whole weekend, and come and have a little peep at how potentially you can start utilizing your gifts. Oh, Andrewla's on. Hi, Andrewla. I didn't want to mention you because I didn't know if you was on. Yeah, but we'll be coming on live with Andrewla
Yeah.
um, to talk a bit more.
Oh, you just muted yourself.
I just realised that Dustin, something dropped on my laptop. And is it something that you want to come and just bask in that energy for a day? Just see what it's like. Something just fell over you.
It's my earring just dropped out.
Oh, it just looked like I was like, something's just fell over her. Like the angel. Is that something that is going to be feasible for you to come and join us for a day? Some self-care for yourself, some time away from your everyday groundhog.
A beautiful
Right?
day as well. A
Beautiful day.
surrounded
Beautiful
by,
vibe.
yeah, surrounded by wonderful ladies that are
Yeah.
there for the weekend. And us, of course. You'll get lunch as well when you're there for the day. And yeah, like treat yourself. Easter treat, just to have, like Carolissa said, that time away from the family that is just for you, you know. And if you want it, just make it happen.
Yeah.
I mean that literally. Once you've booked your slot, the babysitters will just show
Yeah.
themselves. There'll be
I'm
an
telling
opportunity,
you.
you know,
When
whoever.
we've done,
Yeah,
for anybody who wants to hold me accountable, when we come back off the retreat, I am going to go and tell you a few stories. I don't want to say them right now, but like I always say, my life is content, like literally. But it's stuff that I need to hold until we get to the retreat. So that's the only reason why. There's no secret. But just for you to see how powerful it can be when you are guided by your team and you actually have that relationship, or you surround yourself with people who want you to have that connection, who encourage you to have the connection. Because it's okay for me to say to you, well, come and have a psychic reading for me. I can tell you, yeah, such and such has come through. And yeah, he's standing behind you. And like, I can tell you the most. Adele can tell you the most. If you've ever been in a psychic reading with Adele, they're absolutely phenomenal. But Adele also can teach you how to have that skill yourself and develop that strength, right? She's not just saying, well, I want everyone to come to me and you won't ever know it yourself. But these are the things, the retreat, the temple, little investments in yourself, taking that time out to do that learning, taking that time out to collaborate with somebody like Adele, with somebody like me, or somebody like Andrula. And there's many others. I could mention so many other beautiful, amazing women who do and specialize in what they do. And finding that time for yourself. Like, okay, we're not looking outside of ourselves, but you just want to know what they know in the
yeah,
terms that they know it. Because some of us know it already. Like, I knew a lot of stuff before I met Adele, but Adele put it into different terminology. And with maturity and age and life experience, it clicked different. But I can't say that I didn't have some of the knowledge, some of it beforehand, because I did. But it just sat different because now I'm ready. And I said, I'm ready. I want to learn. And it's investment is no matter what. So when you
yeah,
invest in yourself, it's not, oh, okay, well, I wonder if I'm going to get this back. You are going to get it back because you are the best investment. There ain't nothing else out there. Shoes break, bags get lost, purses get stolen, whatever, trousers get too tight, but you always stay you. No matter what, if you go bigger, smaller, wider, shorter, you are still you, your soul.
hmm
It doesn't get lost. You can't just leave it on the bus and say,
yeah,
oh, I forgot it on the bus or the train. Do you know what I mean? Because when you've detached from your soul, we all know what that is, right? I don't really need to go into that, but we all know what that is. So
that's another episode.
that's another episode, right? So what I'm saying is, if you're feeling cold, and I know strongly that there are people who will watch this on the replay. I know people are probably watching it now, and they're probably feeling a bit like, oh, but I want it, but I don't, but I want it, but I don't. Take the leap, and the universe will support.
Mhm.
The universe will support, and you will come back on the 4th if you stay the weekend with us, and on the 5th of April you will have some things to say. It may have been a struggle to get there, but then you'll realize why the resistance was there,
Yeah,
because the breakthrough is going to be as much as the struggle.
yeah,
And we got to remember, we're on scales,
exactly. The duality.
the duality.
Yeah,
So I just encourage anybody who is feeling into it, get into Andrula's inbox or Adele's or myself, and just just speak to us. Maybe the weekend away might be something that's not feasible, but then you feel like, okay, I really want to be around people and learn a bit more. maybe you don't understand the work that Adele does in terms of the terminologies. People are like, yoni, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. Sure, yoni. Like, just ask. Adele is so approachable. Or ask the ladies who have been in there, their experience. But it's time. Because this time next year, we might not be in this position.
Yeah.
You know? We take things for granted, but we don't even know how long we've got internet for. We don't even know how long we've got certain things for.
Exactly.
So take it while it's here and bask in that energy. And you might not, like, I might not teach the same things that I'm teaching this year, next year, because of my growth. Right? And Spirit might say to me, you know what, no, it's not time to do any more of that. Now you need to do this. So you might have missed out on that opportunity or might have to go looking elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? So I just encourage everybody, like, to really look at your self-investment, because you are the best investment ever. The best.
The best. The absolute best. And you're wonderful and brave and beautiful. And if you are thinking of stepping into the temple, the doors reopen on Tuesday, and you can come in at air, water, earth, or fire. If you look on my page, the information is there, so I won't get into it with you, but all that you need to know is there. And if you have any questions, you can ask either me or Caralisa. So there's
And Adele's going to post it in my group, aren't you, Adele?
yeah.
So if you've got any questions, it's going to be in my group as well. So the information is going to be there for you as well.
So we have the street and we have the temple. So there's two places where you can learn and develop and grow and be around amazing women, like-minded women.
Yeah. It's all about taking those steps, step by step, right?
Step by step.
We put in a card for the collective. I've shuffled 4 times and stopped, and shuffled again and stopped.
I've got my spell cards today. My spell, what are they called? Spell casting. I like these. Got a really good vibe about them. So I'm going to pull a card for the collective, see what comes up. You can even read messages to be, oh, how naughty.
Believe in your magic deck. Just go drawn. I haven't used this deck for a while.
Oh gosh, they're all flying out, but one landed on my desk. So that's the one that I'm going to pull. And this one is around well-being. I'm being pulled to pull another one as well, well-being and inspiration. Okay, and look where she's lit up, right in her yoni space, in down there, you know, where we get our inspiration from.
Sacral chakra.
Exactly. Anyway, well-being. I feel that what I'm getting with this is people need to take time. Okay, take time on yourself, just like everything we've been talking about today, and letting go of things that you feel that is the norm that you need to have, letting go of what has been embedded into us from birth, how we have been taught to be, you know, and just be who you want to be, you know. Start taking care of yourself, getting more rest, start like eating different foods, you know, getting exercise. It doesn't mean you have to be in the gym and doing a body pump class. You could just be going for a walk, you know, getting out in fresh air, getting into nature. Like, go out into nature. Caralisa, what did you do the other day? You went out and tell them what you done in the rain.
In the rain.
Yeah.
Barefoot. In the rain.
In the
Turned
rain.
around a couple of times, looked at the sky and was like, why?
Yeah. Because that is what it's about. And just what Caralisa was saying earlier about people not liking certain seasons. I was a bit like that. I hated the winter. I didn't appreciate the winter years ago. Now I love all seasons. My favorite season is spring and autumn, but I love all seasons because I see the beautifulness in all of it. How much do we see? How much do we see our beautifulness? What is that? Are you out in the rain? Raindrops. There you go. You need to start embracing the raindrops, okay? So the
Hmm.
next time it rains, if you've got a garden, or even if you haven't got a garden, go outside in the rain barefooted and just
Hmm.
take it in. People will probably, if you haven't got a garden and you're doing it on the street or whatever, people will think you're mad, but that doesn't matter because you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you and your well-being. Let's take what we need to take from Mother Earth. Let's
Hmm.
get fully charged
I
by
felt so
everything, by
charged
all
up.
the elements.
Yeah.
Okay. And really embrace that, and then you'll start to notice little things like the butterflies and the color on their wings and things like this never
Mm.
noticed before. You would have been like, get out my way, butterfly, and all of that, and also through doing this, that's where you're going to get your inspiration. Okay, that's where the inspiration is going to light up. Oh, who's this? We've got someone on YouTube saying hi, first time here. Hi, Dons. Yes,
Hi.
start embracing your raindrops, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, you'll start to get this inspiration. The inspiration will start flooding in for you just because you're taking this time for yourself and you're embracing every element, every season this year. So that is what I feel that the collective needs to hear today. Do you want to go in on your card a bit more?
Yeah. And just like what Adele said, it may not be a big thing for you, but for me, like, I just have to keep it 100, right? Being a black child and having my hair permed when I was younger, right? We didn't ever go in the rain, okay? So, right, you don't want the shrinkage. You don't have to press out your hair again. Like, so from you're young, it's like you don't ever want to be in the rain.
Yeah.
Right? Black people just don't want to be in the rain,
Just
okay?
run from
If
it.
you see them in the rain, they've got their,
Even when
their
they
bag.
weave and all of that, they don't want to be
You
in
don't want to be in the rain,
the rain.
okay? So never actually appreciated rain ever. Like I said, I have to keep it 100. Never appreciated it. So that was a big step for me. It weren't just, oh yeah, she just went out in the rain. No, 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 no. That was growth and expansion for me because I have to try and appreciate everything. And then I've got children looking at me. And if I'm just sitting in and I live in the UK, so all we have is rain and cold sun, yeah, most of the time. And so that's me staying in the house 75% of the time. What's the mental health of the children? They're going to think that that's the way to be. We don't go out, oh, it's raining. And as a child in Jamaica, when it rained, we slept. It was like, well, time to sleep. Because that's what people did. They shut up the shop. They slept, especially in the 90s, like years ago. A lot of people wouldn't even have the correct footwear, you know? Um, to walk in the rain. So the rain was very much a time that you just kind of slept. It's kind of like the siesta, right? So that was big for me. So as Adele was saying that, and the one that dropped out was raindrops, and it says take a chance on them. Now this is talking about what we were saying about taking those leaps, because look how many raindrops. One raindrop can make you feel cold, you know. One raindrop, you can catch a cold. A handful of raindrops can wash your face. When you think about like how many drops it takes, it's only because we don't measure, but we don't need a lot to have an impact. You don't even need it to be raining all day. You could just be raining for heavy for 5 minutes and you can be soaked, right? Ever been in that situation? But it
Yeah.
doesn't stop us, right? It doesn't stop us because we've got to take a chance. And taking a chance might be walking with somebody that we don't know. Because that's what the depiction I get in this card, that we don't actually know who's under that umbrella. We're just kind of taking a chance and, well, you've got an umbrella, so let me just go over there with you and just, and maybe the person who you're walking with, you don't know everything about. I didn't know everything about Adele and I still don't know everything about Adele, but I took a chance. And most of all, I invested in myself. See, that's not a chance because I knew that if I put whatever I put in, I'm going to get out. And it's the same. It's time. It's that energy that we're in, 2022, that second month.
Yeah.
We've already done January. We think it's Groundhog. We think, oh my gosh, yeah, it's such the longest month because it's after Christmas and all the celebrations and we all die down and we have all this New Year's resolution and now the rain comes. The rain comes in February. What are we going to do? We're going to dance in the rain? Or are we just going to stay in the comfort of our home? Because it's not, 2022 is not a year of comfortable.
Not at all.
There is no time for us to be sitting down and just Netflix and chilling. That's good, but there isn't the time for that. Like, if you're around anybody who does astrology or any psychic mediums, any whatever titles you want to give people, they will tell you this is not the year. This is the year to take the chances. Take them. What's the worst that can happen? You invest in yourself, you learn something, you grow, you evolve, you expand. Take the chances. The raindrops are there for everybody. And if you look, not everyone is a raindrop. Some of them are fairies. But sometimes we're so covered and we're so like, oh my God, the rain. We don't even see
The
that
magic.
there's magic. Even in the midst of what looks like rain, there's magic. Yeah. There's magic.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to leave for you guys. The magic in yourself, the magic in what's around you. It's time to step out.
Yeah.
Even the umbrella is a little bit too comfortable, you know, but
It is a little bit. Just walk.
just walk, you know, even the umbrella is just a little bit, but you might go so far with the umbrella. That's mentorship. You go so far with the umbrella and there's a time that you're going to walk.
Inside out.
Yeah.
There you go.
The storms are coming. We've already heard about the storms of last week and we've had those weathers. It's not time to be comfortable. It's not a comfortable time at all. But it's what we make it. Are you going to hide away or are you going to say, you know what, come what may, if this umbrella blows inside out, if this takes me wherever, am I still going to complete my soul's calling?
No matter what.
No matter what. Not, oh, when it's sunny, I will be a psychic medium because I don't mind sitting outside and telling people and drawing cards. And when it's sunny, I'll go to the beach and help the people on the beach. If you're a lifeguard, you're a lifeguard, whatever, innit?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, on that note, guys, I'd like to thank you for joining us.
Thank you
for joining us on this beautiful Friday evening. And I want you to go off with all of this food for thought and play it forward now. And if you have any questions about anything that we've spoken about tonight, please jump on in on our inbox or write comment underneath. If you're watching this on a replay, please hashtag replay. I don't even know the jargon that you say when it's for YouTube, but you do those things that you need to do for YouTube. I'm not used to YouTube yet. This is all very new. Is it
subscribe, love, subscribe.
Yeah.
Share and subscribe.
Thank you so much, ladies, gentlemen, everyone that's been on tonight. Take care. Be safe. Whatever you're doing, do it well. Big love.
Love
Bye.
you.